Although personal development is an amazing tool and it can help you improve your character and your life and your relationships, it can also be dangerous. It can harm you, and it can actually send you into a downward spiral or keep you stuck in your life if you misuse it. So here are a few ways that personal development can actually drain your soul. Sounds crazy, sounds extreme, but it's true. The major way, the first way that can really make personal development drain your soul is if you obsess about it. See, sometimes we have an addiction and we switch it for another addiction. And if you're addicted to personal development or self-improvement, you're likely experiencing symptoms such as reading books all the time and never implementing it, or watching too many courses or YouTube videos, or buying too many seminar tickets and attending them but not really progressing in your life. So if you are in a loop and in a spiral in self-help where you're just constantly consuming content and never growing, that's a dangerous place to be, and it will drain your soul. Because not only can it get really expensive and repetitive, but also it actually does you harm. Information overload will make you overanalyze and think too much. Having so many great ideas about what you could do to improve your life is not always helpful. There's such thing as too much. So if you're seeing this pattern, back off. Just take a step back. Don't consume as much content. Pick like 3 YouTube channels and 1 book to read this month instead of constantly consuming. Although, of course, if you're implementing at the same rate, then you're good to go. Just watch out. Secondly, self-improvement and personal development can drain your soul in that it can ruin your relationships. What I mean by that is, if you have somebody that you're with, family, friends, a personal relationship, an intimate relationship, sometimes you can get so deep into self-help that you kind of forget about them. Goes hand in hand with the addiction, but also the other way that can play out is basically where not only are you super into personal development and doing it all the time, but you're also outgrowing the people around you at a rate where not only are you, growing fast and improving your life vastly, but also it's kind of turning into this weird thing where your ego is involved and you're trying to show everybody how much better you are. So people that do yoga and talk about yoga to their family all the time and thinking that everybody should love yoga when really they just love yoga. Not everybody's gonna love the same stuff as you. Not everybody's gonna be into self-help the way that you are. Not everybody's gonna watch these videos like you are, and that's okay. Calm down. It's all right. The whole world doesn't have to be on the self-help hype. The whole world doesn't have to change and transform tomorrow. If you can get people around you to be into it and you can introduce them, or if they already like it, great. But don't shove self-help down people's throats. It will ruin your relationships. It'll make you seem like you know it all and you're above it and you're just better than, holier than thou attitude, right? You're on your high horse because you know all this stuff. Don't turn into that person. It's a nasty one. I'll give you one more. And this one's a little more tricky, and you should really sit down and self-assess and see if you're guilty of this one, because a lot of people think that they're not, even though they really are. And the last one is where you think you're doing self-improvement or personal development, but what you're really doing is you're just obsessing about one particular area of your life. So you're almost deluding yourself in that you're working on yourself, but really you're just trying to make as much money as possible. I see a lot of this, business owners that are into self-help, but really they're just trying to cash out. They're just trying to make as much as they can, and they're obsessed about the money, and they're chasing it. Or somebody who's into relationship advice, and they're just trying to have as much sex as they possibly can to satisfy that deep hole in them. Right? It's okay, a healthy amount, but then you can get really carried away because you're learning all these tips and you're understanding how to communicate better with people. So now you're getting what you want, and you just go and obsess about that and get more and more to fill that empty void. So watch out that self-improvement doesn't become another vice, because it really can give you a lot of power that you can misuse and abuse. I don't want that to happen to you. I want personal development to be an amazing experience, your life to be better, you to be better and happier, But if you avoid these 3, it's going to be a lot easier. Hopefully this video is helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, drop me a like. Leave me a comment, which one are you guilty of? We're all guilty of one or the other. I've been guilty of all of them. So I would like to hear what you've been struggling with and share it in the comments below.